intervened on behalf
Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is the 31st Lap Live, coming to you from the National Parts Peddler Trade Show at the New York State Fairgrounds in Syracuse, trying to make the best of all the different situations that we're playing with so far through the course of the afternoon. We are coming to you live from the Finish Line Web Design booth here at the National Parts Peddler. Playing a little bit, still trying to get all of our camera angles and everything set, make sure we don't feedback and blow everybody that's standing there with us out, kind of like that. Why don't you pull the volume down on that?
Yeah, just pull the volume down a little bit.
Man, what an adventure. Everybody, welcome again, 31st Lap Live. Mike Mallett joining me here along with John Baumus. We're going to have Jessica Power on a little bit later on. We're going to be catching up with Jimmy Phelps, Tyler Siri. Going to be a good show. Guys, welcome to Parts Peddler.
What's up?
Good to be here.
Good morning for me.
Yeah, it's good morning. You just got out of bed?
Just got out of bed.
Just rolled out of bed? I got up nice and early this morning. I was up by 9.
There we go.
I had a lot to do today, you know. We got a lot going on here at Parts Peddler, of course. Walk around, check things out, and then from here I got to run out to the Empire Super Sprint Banquet. So
from here, you got plenty of stuff to do.
I got lots to do, a lot of things going on here today, but it's nice to be here at Parts Peddler.
Which banquet was it again?
Yeah, you heard me the first time.
The Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints, you said.
Yes,
right?
That is correct. That is correct. Yeah, I have to MC that tonight, so looking forward to it. It'll be a good time out there at the Vernon Downs. So
don't lose your voice today.
You know what? It won't be the first time I've lost my voice and then done the show. Wait, wasn't that the Rolling Wheels where I couldn't talk?
No,
that was a riot when you tried to.
Yeah, I couldn't talk.
When you lose your voice, are there a bunch of people that go? Whew.
There's a bunch of people that are usually excited when my mic doesn't work or when I lose my voice. They're excited. I'm okay with it. Listen, there's days when I don't like listening to myself either. You act like, I don't think I've watched a DVD of myself announcing ever.
It's funny because everybody claims that you love to listen to yourself.
I hate listening to myself.
You're the show.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean I want to listen to myself.
What are you doing? The show?
I mean, I do listen to myself in my headset.
Dino's nickname for him is the show.
Yes. Because Chris, you all right over there? Don't lose the mic.
That happens every time I come to the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Let's not even go there.
Yeah, yep. So for those listening live at home, remember this is our show for Thursday night, our normal time slot, because, well, it's Thanksgiving, and unlike everybody else trying to make a buck in this world, we are not going to broadcast live on Thanksgiving. We're going to take the night off.
No, I got to go to work at 7.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, and
John's got to go endure retail hell.
Basically. And I think if Chris tried pulling out on Thanksgiving saying, "Hey, I got to go do a show," I don't think the wife would enjoy that all that much.
No, there's pretty much no way I'm getting away with that.
Yeah, so This is our show. Again, don't forget we are on live every Thursday night. You can go to 31stlap.com, fingerlace1.com.
Every time we come out, it seems like
I can hear you fine. I don't know what your problem is.
Okay, good.
Sonny, what do you got? Can you hear Chris?
Is my microphone working over there?
Well, the problem is if we turn it up too loud or we're so close together, it'll feed back in, and it just...
Well, everybody standing here watching us isn't really that worried about it.
Yeah. All 3 of our friends.
What if what we need to do is we need to rig up a way to get a microphone out there in the crowd so that everybody out there has a chance to talk back to us. And it can
I don't know if we want that after...
It'd be a great idea.
Yeah, after my rant the other night.
You might not want to hear what I have to say.
You know what? I don't care. I was happy with my rant the other night, and I'll stick behind my rant from the other night. And I'm okay with it.
Actually, before you get into ranting about your rant, why don't we let John do all of his midget results first?
There wasn't any midget races, but they did have night 2 of the Western World at Canyon Speedway Park in Arizona last night. The ASCS National Tour was won by Jason Johnson, and that was, of course, the winged race, the 360 portion. The non-winged portion was Casey Schumann over Brady Bacon.
Brady Bacon. That's awesome.
The finale is tonight.
Yeah, you hear how excited John got because he got to say the name Brady Bacon?
That's because Chris loves to hear that name.
I know. That's like your favorite thing to talk about is Brady Bacon.
Well, there's another thing I like to talk about, too.
But we're not going to do that on the air.
What about that kid last night in that truck race?
Yeah. The truck race last night, we can touch on that briefly here. I think the auction is getting ready to go here in a little bit. But
we're going to be fine.
Yeah, we're fine. We're good to go. But, yeah, the truck race last night, The Dylan Larson incident has been the talk of Facebook, the Twitter, and everything else. And let's get, John, since you're a Larson fan, admittedly and without shame, what did you think of the incident, and whose fault was it? Or
it wasn't anybody's specific fault. It was both just a racing deal. Kyle had been driving hard into the corner the entire race, so he drove deep into the corner last night underneath Ty Dillon, and Ty crowded him down where Kyle's left side wheels were across the white line into the apron, and that's what got him loose, and they both crashed. So you could put fault on both of them. Yeah, you could say Kyle drove deep into the corner, but he had been doing that the entire race.
Yeah,
I watched the whole race.
I did not watch the race.
And also on Ty's behalf, or on Kyle's behalf, Ty really crowded him into the apron, so they really were both at fault. I understand why Ty did it, though. He's trying to protect the spot. Because in that instance, at that moment in the race, he was 1 point behind James Buescher for the championship.
And who ended up winning the championship?
He's trying to keep from getting past because he needs to pass one more car to put himself in position to win the championship.
Right.
So, I don't find fault with either one of them. They were both racing hard and they crashed.
It's racing.
It was too bad for Kyle. I mean, it was his fifth start.
And he's going to take.
He could have won the last two truck races,
right? But and he's going to take the wrath for that crash, no matter
what,
because he didn't run all year, right?
From the Dillon group and the Dillon fans, they're going to all blame him for it. But it wasn't any one person's. Ty didn't. In that situation, I don't think he did anything wrong. Did he crowd him? Yes, but I probably would have done the same thing, fighting for a title. There was only a handful of laps to go.
Yeah, I think you're racing.
Kyle had the best truck.
Yeah, I think you're racing for the lead or racing for position. It happens. That's a racing deal. I'm not going to go out and say it's one guy's fault or the other on that deal.
No,
again,
I watched
the replay on YouTube about 68,000 times, and I didn't see anything that I thought was one person's fault or another person's
fault.
fault.
You know what? Afterwards, Ty did not bash Kyle at all. He didn't say anything.
It's racing.
He was. I don't know what he said off camera, but on camera he didn't go and bash him or say anything stupid. He was fine.
You got to respect that.
Yeah.
One person we got to make sure we thank for this whole deal. First off, Jessica Power for letting me sit on her race car at this point because I'm sitting on her rub rail. And also, of course, Craig Gravel here from Finish Line Web Design.
I'm going to leave that alone.
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Matt Thomas. Just sitting here in the Finish Line Web Design
Another
booth.
minor celebrity, right?
Yeah, another minor celebrity. So... but we're having fun here at Parts Peddler again. A lot of people walking around.
This is
hopping in here tonight.
Yeah, and about an hour ago, when we were setting everything up, we were tripping over people. It was crazy. It's thinned out a little bit now because I got the auction going. But it was crazy here earlier.
I, of course, because I worked last night, I just got here a few minutes ago, and I see that we're conveniently located right straight across from a winged sprint car.
I like this. I didn't even have to set it up.
This is purely coincidence.
But I love the fact that there's a sprint car.
Kruder?
Yeah, Scott Kruder, the 2012 PST American champion.
Yeah, we're conveniently right across from
I like it.
I like it. Of course you do.
And we got the Eagle booth right next to that.
Yeah,
so
there's a wingless car over there.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have a wing on it yet.
Yeah, it's wingless.
It's not a wingless car. Look at it. You look at the frame rails.
There's no wing
on
it right now. It's
that
wingless.
can take a wing. So it's a winged car. Nice try, though. Nice try,
right
though.
Right now
Bonus.
it's wingless.
Yeah, get over it. It doesn't have a motor in it. Or maybe it does. I don't know. I can't tell from here. It's an engine. Motor, engine, same difference.
Motors are electric.
Yes. Oh, shut up.
They are.
Get over it.
You plug them in.
Okay,
yeah,
you know
history guy.
That's right. You're a history buff.
Shut up.
You should know
that has nothing to do with history. Nothing. If you want to know what year Napoleon tried conquering Russia, okay, that's history. Talking the difference between a motor and... Yeah, exactly. You don't know anything. All right? If it's not written on your Miller Lite can, you don't know anything, okay? So I don't want to hear it.
I wouldn't read it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably true.
Well, you are from Fort Plain, so reading is
Unless
optional.
Unless they put it on the top, I might see it.
Hey, Chris, is it better? I'm not picking on you. I'm picking on him. Is that better? Is that better?
Wow, I don't know what to do.
I'm in one. You know what? It's midday. This is when I'm at my peak. Normally, I get to the show and I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I gotta go to sleep.
Those poor children that you try and deal with after school.
Yeah, right. See, right now I'm just about done, so I'm good.
Just about
done with my day, so I don't have to.
Mine just started.
Yeah, exactly. You just got out of bed. John just got out of bed. Hey, John, how's the fantasy points? Those updated yet?
I am slowly working on it. I
figure if I'm gonna nail you for everything today, might as well get everything I can out of you.
I've got the race points updated through race 124. I still have 9 more races to finish, and then I'll calculate and tabulate the final standings once I get all
And I'll tell you this: if I am
points.
8th or 9th, I want a recount of every event.
I was hoping to have that. I was hoping to have it updated and all done by the end of this week, but with working all this week, it's been tough to find time to do it.
Right.
So I am shuffling between work and sleep and
bring your laptop to the store this week while you're standing in line tomorrow night watching things.
I don't think they'd
They would frown upon that?
Yeah.
Is that frowned upon?
I don't think they'd be thrilled.
I will not harp on John for being behind on that because of all the headache that I was given over doing that derby and not getting the video put together. I'm not going to return the
You're not going to return the favor then?
I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to be that guy.
That's awesome. That's nice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You probably haven't even watched it yet.
I told you I watched it.
He watched it.
Once.
I can honestly tell you I've never watched a DVD of a demolition derby in my life.
Well, that was my first. I can tell you that.
All right.
And you probably won't, and John probably was his last.
He cut out all my portion, though.
Well, I would too, because you were scared crapless, and the camera was probably shaking down.
I had to cut out huge sections because it was like a little girl screaming in the background.
I kept letting go of the camera every time they flew at me.
Yeah,
that's when it gets good.
There was crap flying everywhere, rocks and mud.
That's how you know they're doing it right.
Yeah, that's fun. It's entertaining, I'm sure. But hey, are we? Parts Peddler. The auction's going on right now. People are looking to get their good deals. We talked to Corky Stockham twice in the last couple of weeks, and he was right. There is a lot of people here, a lot of things going on. So it's good. It's good for business, good for race car drivers, and nice that there is so many people here at Parts Peddler, guys looking to get deals and so on and so forth. But I know most of the good deals, you want to be here tomorrow because that's when everything starts. They got to sell it. They don't want to take it home.
Floor, they don't want to have a load.
They don't want to take it home, so they'll grab it tomorrow. So
I guess it was pretty busy here last night, and then today it was packed. And I tell you what, just in a little bit that I walked around while we were trying to track down where Kreig's booth was, it's a who's who, man. I mean, you can see so many drivers, that you're recognizing. Just like Corky said last 2 weeks, he was talking about how you can see everybody out of their uniform, and sure enough, they're here.
You know what though? Sometimes for me, I need the uniform
so you can recognize them.
So their name is on their belt. Because there's days like when I do this in school sometimes too. I'll be sitting there and I'll be looking at a kid and I know his name and then I'll totally call him the exact wrong name.
John had a cool story about that. Take it, John.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
Well, hey, it's about 3:15. What do you think? We got our first guest here waiting with us.
Right here.
Yeah, right here. Right here.
Oh.
Yeah, right here. Not the sprint car. No, that is our first guest. What's the other camera angle get? Does that get
the other camera angle? Here it is, right here. It gets the sprint car. It gets part of the Magnus products.
So you
transmissions.
Can see what's going on.
You can see a little bit of Patriot Sprint Group. You can see the guys hanging around.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, it's cool, and it's a miracle. We got 2 cameras running, and it didn't drop live. That's
impressive. Normally it does, right? No. So we'll grab them here. Hey, Tyler, Siri, ready to go, boss? All right, you can hop right in. Look at that. This is fun. I love live interviews. It's so much different than doing it on the phone.
Why
you can
is
pop
that,
your
Mike?
headphone on because it's fun. You actually can interact with the person, and they're right here. You're not battling the phone connection. You're not battling all that different thing. But all right, now when you talk, you just got to eat the thing like it's a hot dog.
Okay. I'll pull your levels up if you're quiet.
Yep. Well, Tyler Siri, welcome to the 31st lap. Nice to have you on.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate you putting me on the show.
So, what have you gotten done here today? I'm sure you've been walking around. You've been here. You said you just got here. Were you here last night? Or, what are the plans for the weekend? I know you're a race car driver, so there's got to be a lot of things here that you're looking to get your hands on.
Yeah, we just actually walked in here 5 minutes ago, so we wanted to get here a little earlier, but I had to work this morning, and so here we are. But, yeah, we definitely want to walk around for a while and check out the new stuff and head over to barbecue afterwards, over to Dinosaur. So.
Yeah, hey, you got to do that whenever you come to Syracuse.
Yeah, you have to go to the Dino.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, we love the Dinosaur Barbecue.
Best ribs in town.
Yeah. So, take us through 2012. Pretty good year for you.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, we're real happy with it. You know what I mean? Especially being rookies and stepping from a crate car for 1 year and then jumping into the big blocks was pretty big for us, and real good learning experience. And we had a lot of fun traveling the series and going to the different tracks, because every track we went to we've never been before. So.
Yeah, what's that like? How much of a challenge is that? Especially you're coming from the crate car, which doesn't necessarily have the horsepower, and all of a sudden you got the big block, and you're going to places like Granby, Drummond, all these new places for you.
Yeah, it was definitely it was pretty exciting, but it was really hard too. I mean, you're going to these home tracks where all these guys are you're racing with the best at that track. So it was real challenging. It was fun though. I think Canandaigua helped us out a lot with the slick track and being so dry there this year. But you got 800 horsepower, so it's tricky. You definitely got to learn. And, a lot of the guys on the series helped us out, here and there, and a few pointers. But once you start running better, then they won't tell you anything after that.
Yeah,
so.
there goes all setup help you just had right out the window once you start racing with them, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. So we, we kept learning every race on things that we were doing wrong with the car, and just little things, they add up to big things.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was definitely a learning experience.
How much fun is it going down to Charlotte and being on the big stage like that?
Yeah, that was awesome. I really like Charlotte a lot better, to be honest with you, than Syracuse. The track, I think, is just so much more racier, side by side. And
the facility is second to none.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable place when you see it.
You got a fan on the live chat. Somebody's chiming in saying congratulations. Make sure you tell Tyler congratulations on your run at Black Rock.
Oh, thanks.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing we like about our show. We got our live interactive chat going on there, and people ask questions all the time. Some good, some bad. But hey,
Yeah, Thursday was not a good night for fan questions.
No, it did not work out so well
Thursday
for us.
was a train wreck of fan questions.
Pay no attention.
Yeah. No, you bring up Syracuse. How tough was it going to Syracuse and trying to learn that and trying to make the race and doing all the different things that you guys got to do during that week?
Yeah, it was definitely. The thing is, I think with every track is, for us, we've never been there, so we don't have a notebook. You know what I mean? We're trying to, ask questions on setups and stuff, but, we actually got better with the car, and then, the motor blew, so it was too late for that.
Right.
But, I like Syracuse. I think it's, it's, a lot of people there. It's a huge event. You know what I mean? It's it was pretty awesome to go there and actually race. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that was a good honor for us, and I'm more of the 2-3 wide kind of racing. You know what I mean? Like Charlotte.
So not at Syracuse.
But, if you have a good car too with a big motor and something that handles right, I mean, Syracuse could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was.
How hard was it to get help from other drivers at Syracuse? I mean, how hard was it difficult to kind of pry some information out of those guys that have run well there before?
I talked to some of the guys, and they're they want to help you out, but they just tell you a little bit. Mm-hmm. And, I understand that. Everybody's out there. A lot of these guys are racing for a living, you know what I mean? So,
right.
And, but they do, they try to tell you a little bit, and which is nice, you know what I mean? The biggest thing there is you're just going, you're going pretty fast.
Yeah,
and,
they don't want any situation to arise where somebody's uncomfortable to cause some sort of an accident, because that place can be dangerous because of the speeds.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're helping
any
you
racetrack
just to
dangerous.
keep you up to speed. Well, of course, but
Especially if
Syracuse is a little different and a little unique because of the size, and it's very narrow, and it's completely different than your regular Saturday night short track.
I think the biggest thing with Syracuse was it was so hard to see there.
Yeah.
Like if you're starting, say, 5th to 7th and back, you can't see anything when they throw the flag.
Right.
So, I mean, it's...
and I'm sure that magnified on Friday night.
Oh, yeah. So that's not fun, you know what I mean? I think if you're up front, I think it'd be a lot of fun because you can see what you're doing, and you know what I mean? And
right.
But when you're back in the mid-pack, man, it's hard because you're coming through turn 4 and you don't know if somebody's wiped out in front of you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's that's the tricky part. I don't know if they can put something on the track, to maybe some calcium or something to hold the dust down or whatever. But then I know in the feature time, talking with Bobby, Varon, and those guys, they said they couldn't see at all.
Right.
Feature time.
Bobby could probably see the sky just fine.
Yeah, he did at the start of the small block race. Like, was it the small blocker? Yeah, he definitely. You bring up Bobby Varon. He's a guy, I believe he drove your car last year down at Volusia. And you really, have you gotten to know Bobby well? And what made you decide, to talk to Bobby Varon?
Yeah, Bobby's a great guy. He's busy like I am too, so it's kind of hard to get him sometimes on the phone. But we went to Florida. We had a great experience down there. Too bad the motor blew up the first night because we were second fastest car down there. So, but Bobby's a real good guy, and matter of fact, he loaned me a motor for Charlotte and Black Rock. We didn't get our motor done in time, so guys like that. That's I think they're far and few between because. This is an expensive sport, and engines and cars are expensive, and it's Dave Rouser loaned us a motor at Syracuse. I can't thank him enough for that.
Say it, Mike. Say it.
What?
Monadnock.
There you go. I said it. Waste disposal, number 48-2. There you go.
What
Chris.
did you call it?
It's Monadnock. You can't even spell it. I can't spell it either, but you can't. I know that.
What do you don't know what I can spell and what I can't spell.
I'm pretty sure
I know.
You
didn't even say it right.
You went to the same school system I did. I know what you can spell and can't spell.
You didn't even say it right.
Close enough.
Yeah, I missed Bobby's wreck there in the small block show. I figured he was starting up front. He was going to have a really good finish. And,
until everybody stopped in front of him because they couldn't see.
Yeah. No, that's the truth.
I didn't see it either. I only saw a picture.
Yeah, the picture was worth 1,000 words.
The picture summed it up.
He was pulling in a Robbie Knievel coming down the front stretch, which happened to be the name on the car. So, you took the big block tour rookie this year. That's got to be, feel good. What are the plans now? You got that. Where do you go from here?
We got some options on the table right now. Basically, this year we want to get our feet wet. Have 2 cars, and we were lacking on the motor stuff. But I didn't want to buy something that I didn't want. As far as motors go and stuff like that. So we've got a new engine program coming for next year, and I haven't decided on what we're doing for cars yet. Bill from Troyer came out to me down in Charlotte, and he wants us to come run with the house team with Jimmy Phelps and run Troyer cars, and those guys would be like crewing my car at the track and kind of be like Team Troyer. I'd own the stuff, but they'd pretty much we could run with Jimmy and the house team and stuff. So that's awful tempting. We're talking with that. Randy from Bicknell has stepped up to the plate with some.
So you got to love the competitions, and that's good. That's good for drivers, that they want you in their cars.
Yeah.
To have the options, have guys come to you and talk to you like that.
We got a couple questions coming out of the chat. First, somebody wants to know where the 5-star number came from.
That actually came from 5-Star Equipment. I'm in the excavation rock crushing business. That's what I do and own, and I did a lot of business with 5-Star Equipment. And
they got a location in Rochester, right?
Yeah, I see you got a John Deere hat on.
I work for
yeah.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
I worked at James River Equipment down in Virginia when I was there. That's all construction equipment stuff too.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool. So obviously they're named 5-Star, so that's where the 5-Star came from.
And it didn't turn into anything for the quarter panel though.
No.
The other question, I don't even know if this is a fair question. We're going to throw it out there anyway because it's not mine.
Oh, okay.
It's on there. It's like, while you were walking around National Parts Peddler, what did you buy for the car, and did you buy any racetracks?
Well, Dean just came up to me as I walked in the door. And, he wants to get together again, so...
And your response was?
I'll come over and see him.
Yeah. What? Okay. We didn't get a chance to chat with you when that was all going down. I don't know how much you want to talk about it, but I'm going to throw it out there anyways. Yeah. What happened and how disappointed were you that, the deal wasn't able to get done?
Yeah, I was real disappointed. It came together pretty quick, but I had all my ducks in a row as far as, sponsors, and some big corporate sponsors wanted to be, part of the show, and, having Dirt Car there, and, all the big drivers were coming that, committed to race there, and it was going to be really big, you know what I mean? And it was very disappointing, and, I hate to throw stones or point fingers, but obviously it didn't happen, and, we'll see what comes about it. So,
do you still want it? I mean, is that the only place you would be interested in, or is there other places where you would, if the offer came up or if the chance came up to buy a different racetrack, or is it Black Rock because of, you've been there and Black Rock and so on?
Well, I think Black Rock's unique in a way that, it's only 35 minutes from my house, so that's nice. But, growing up as a kid, I used to sit in the stands with my dad and watch the races there and stuff. So, and obviously I race good there, I think, and I have fun there and stuff. So. But, with all the divisions that are there, they put on a great show. The track size is perfect for all types of racing and stuff. So, I think just cleaning the place up and bringing the big blocks, small blocks there, and bringing the names there again. And, I think you could really turn it around and make it a great place. But, the other thing, too, is, last year was a big... I think it was the perfect time to do it. This year you got Fulton and Brewerton, and nobody knows if they're going to go dirt.
Right.
The rumor is they are. So the problem there is if they do the dirt, which would be good for dirt, the problem with Black Rock then would be that you're taking those cars away that would come on a Friday night to Black Rock to race. So then, I don't think it would be as good.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? But, that's... nobody knows what's going to happen yet with that.
Right. I mean, that's, we all know how that all works. It's usually
about
mid-season, January, February, you'll start hearing the rumblings, the grumblings. Everybody will start calling.
Like it's the last minute when they actually announce stuff.
Yeah,
you never know what to believe.
I think if you could get a guarantee from Dirt saying that, for 5 years or
I've heard a lot of people put that exact situation out there. If you can guarantee that for X amount of time this is what it's going to be, that they would have a lot more support.
Yeah,
right.
Doing the year-to-year thing is not giving people the confidence, given history.
No, that's tough because like Jeremy there at Canandaigua this year. I mean, he built the place up and did a great job there.
Yep.
I mean, it was awful dusty there, but the weather was, that's not his fault.
7,000 degrees every day, and it didn't rain.
Yeah.
For him to get
to
get the car counts that he did, and he's really turned that place around. And if Dirt said, well, we're not going to, be part of it next year, I mean, that's pretty tough as a business owner. That you put all your effort into it, and then they pull away, or so.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how the winter shakes out.
Yeah.
We could have just snagged Scott Nicky and made him come over here and sit down and
I know, right?
asked him all those.
He would have been the man to talk to about that.
He's right here. He said Tyler's good. He said he's got it covered. So
I got a question. You had mentioned a few minutes ago talking about next year you got a new engine program. Can you disclose any details on that?
Yeah, we're going to go with one of the top builders. I haven't committed to that yet, but I'm talking to 2 different guys right now. It's time now that, we got our feet wet. Now it's new cars, new motors, stepping up our game.
Who did them this year?
Finger Lakes.
Okay.
Doug did. Doug's a great guy, you know what I mean? He's treated me very well. We just had bad luck with the motors, you know what I mean? And, we lost, I think we had 4 engine problems at Canandaigua this year, Can-Am, Syracuse. So it's, nothing against Doug, but, we just got a bad motor, so.
It happens.
Unfortunately, it does happen.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that unfortunate. That's racing. It seems to be.
Mechanical parts. You just never know. Sometimes.
Every now and then that'll jump up on you, and who knows what'll happen from there. So you mentioned all the different options. Is it definite though you're going to be back at Canandaigua?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As long as he's Dirt. I mean, the biggest thing with the series is if you don't have home track points, you're in trouble. You know what I mean? So
that seems to be the one thing that people. For lack of a better term, bitch about all the time is the home track points. Because
a better term would probably be complain, John.
They force you to go to a maybe for certain people they force you to go somewhere that maybe is a lot further distance than you would like. Obviously Jimmy Phelps would be the classic example of that.
Yeah,
having to leave his home track to go get home track points.
My feeling on that, so I'm not going to jump into this conversation.
See, the nice thing too with if I could have had the deal done last year with Black Rock would have been it's just that much another track that you can race for dirt. You know what I mean, and be a little closer. But if Canandaigua was not there, then I'd have to go. I don't know where you'd go.
Yeah, how does that change your plans?
Right.
I mean, what does that do to you, especially if Canandaigua isn't dirt? What do you do?
Lernerville in Pennsylvania is about
Lernerville and Lebanon Valley is about the only 2 Saturday nighters.
Hey,
there are,
Middletown.
Right?
Middletown,
Don't leave out Middletown.
Yeah.
I love Middletown. Everybody hates it. I love it.
I'm not even going to go there.
Love it.
Lernerville, I think they're Friday nights, and they're about 3.5 hours from my house. It takes me an hour and 45 to get to Canandaigua. So
where do you live?
I live in Corning.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. So I'm hoping.
So you'd like Woodhall then to go? Woodhall to go dirt would be perfect for you, right?
Well, they're Saturday nights too.
Yeah.
Woodhall's a cool track, but it's just a lot of smashing and banging.
Yeah.
I like to keep my stuff looking somewhat good.
Save up the winter to get some rub rails because you don't need them.
And sail panels. Yes. Mention sail panels. I know you came down to Utica Rome a couple times. I'm the track announcer. What did you think? Did you like the place? The facility. I know it's tough when you got to change the tires and do all that you have to do to come there. But what did you think of Utica Rome the few times you got to come?
The first time we were out to lunch, so I didn't like it. The second time I went, Mike Payne gave me a little setup tip, and we unloaded third fastest out of 50, 60 cars there, so that was cool. And then he didn't tell me the rest of the story on the feature setups and stuff, so I didn't like that part. But like I said, it was a real good year for us to learn, because now we know what we need to do. We're not perfect by any means, but and that's what's attractive about this Troyer deal too. And Bicknell now is stepping up to the plate where they're going to give us more house information and cars, and what I mean, because that's what we need. We need somebody there to help me with the car during the changes of the races, and especially to unload fast. You got to be good when you get there.
Right.
Yeah, because if you're already chasing the minute you hit the track,
it's a long night. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, hopefully next year we'll, with a new motor program and whatever car we decide to do with, and
at least now you got the notebook. I mean, that's one of the biggest things. You at least have a notebook to go back to and say this worked, that didn't work. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
I mean,
because the first, I don't know how many series races we went to. We had to race our way in because to get in the top 15, you got to race your way in. There's no provisionals.
Right.
So we're traveling all these places in Canada and every track we've never been to, and man, you got to, you're racing in the concert, you're getting in the show, and that was really cool. There's one race, Canada, can't remember what track it was, but Bicknell's track.
Merrittville?
Yeah, we were so far out to lunch. Everybody was, Vinny and everybody. So. We got a promoter's choice for that race, and that was really cool. And I was the worst I've ever been in anything that day.
That's a tricky little place to get around.
Yeah, but especially when your car's not working at all. But we actually left there and followed Mike Payne to Michigan.
Right.
And I was, Mike's like, let me look at your car when we get there. And we got there, and the torsion bars are bound up. Just all these things that as rookies we don't know.
Right.
And we put new bars in it, went through the brakes, went through the whole car, rescaled it, did everything to it. Came out, and I think we were like 7th fastest there, unloaded. And then we finished 4th, I think, in the heat. And we got in the redraw and drew the pole. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And, but then again, we're pitting next to Mike, and I always bust his chops about it because, we're sitting on the pole as rookies for the inaugural race, and come feature time, I'm like, okay, Mike, where are we at? And
I'm not telling you.
my lips are sealed, and Danny's over there saying, hey, we're not telling you nothing no more. You're getting too fast. So they shut me off there, and we went backwards. So I definitely learned my lesson with these guys this year.
How was that track?
That was cool.
Was it a nice facility?
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, it's not like Charlotte, but it was definitely a nice facility, and the surface was really good.
Did the fans treat everybody well?
Real well. Yeah, they loved us. As a matter of fact, I think on our way, as we were leaving the track, they already signed up again for next year because they, they had the UMP modifies us and street stocks, and they got 2 tracks there. One inside, a smaller one, and then the bigger one we ran. And it was a cool facility, and it was funny because the high line there was the fast way around, and I love running the top side.
Right.
And then it went to the bottom for the feature, and another rookie mistake. When it takes rubber, you want to stay on the bottom.
Right.
So, but we learned that too. So.
Hey, that was what the whole year was about, right? I mean, you're traveling these places you've never been. It's about learning, and that's makes it a little bit more fun, though. You kind of get to see different places and so on and so forth. I'm sure there's nights when it was extremely frustrating, but hey, you had a good year, all said and done. So, and you got the notebook, and that's the key.
Yeah, and the big thing is as each year progresses, that you stick with it, getting better.
Yeah.
You don't. Now that you got the rookie season under your belt, you want to go into 2013 and make sure that you improve at most everywhere that you head to. Those tracks that you saw for the first time, when you go back a second or third time or whatever it may be, you hope that this time you're going to be better.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That's probably the main goal.
Yeah, we want to do a lot more racing next year too. We're going to do an ROC car, run their series, and then with the right car and the motor, and then a little sour taste right now with the dirt series. So we'll see what we're going to do with that next year. But it's just frustrating with that Rookie of the Year deal because it's whoever has the most points wins. And we dedicate ourselves to the series. And
I read that it went all back to like home track points and stuff too.
Yeah,
right? It wasn't just somebody on the Super Dirt Series, right?
Well, no, they take your home track points and add them to the series. So
they use both.
Yeah, it's a combined deal. So whoever has the most points wins the deal. And so we're pretty discouraged about that because to be honest with you, I really like dirt. And I know a lot of people don't, but I think their series is first class. I think the guys that work there are first class. I mean, I really, I don't know why everybody doesn't run it. You know what I mean? It's just so I got a little sour taste in my mouth right now about it, but we'll have to just move on and get over it. And but you only a Rookie of the Year once in your life.
Yeah,
so.
that is very true. You got one shot at it.
Yeah, and the thing is that we.
Whoa! You could buy a sprint car.
I've looked at those too.
Just saying, you could get a sprint car.
You've looked at those? If you're going to Lernerville,
sprint cars are good. Yes, they are. They're awesome.
If you're
just go over there, look at that. You'll change your mind.
That one right there is for sale.
Yeah, look at right there. Right, perfect.
Since you're throwing them in the middle of this, I'm
going
to ask you, do you prefer With the wing or without the wing?
Oh, definitely with the wing.
See?
All right, your time is up.
Well, here's a cool little deal. Is I grew up watching Malcolm Lane race sprint cars.
Yep.
You know, and of course I grew up in Watkins Glen. So
back when sprint cars were cool.
Oh, shut up! They're still cool.
We used to always go up to Lane Yamaha there and see the guys, and so one of my crew members was up there this summer, and Malcolm says, "Hey." Talked about sprint cars, and Bubba says, "Yeah, Tyler's looking at, maybe doing a sprinter." And he says, "Man," he says, "get that kid up here." He says, "I got notebooks that are thicker than a library." He said, "I'll be the crew chief on the car," and what better way to have a teacher
if you're gonna
like
get
that.
somebody, that he is one of the big stars that have run with the Empire Super Sprints throughout the years. He was dominant in his day with a 360 sprint car. So if you're going to go to somebody, that's the person to go to. And yeah, sprint cars are much better. Yes, I like them. Yep. just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Nothing wrong. You get in a sprint car. We'll have fun. It's a good time in the pits. Everybody helps you.
It's a big family.
It's a big family. We all hang out together. We all party together. We have a great time on the Empire Super Sprint Tour.
You can bring sprint cars back weekly at Black Rock.
I think they tried that. It didn't work, did they?
That's right.
This ought to be interesting to see how the 305s every week candidate will turn out.
That's a good division. I like the 305. Me personally, I think it's a good feeder division. It gives guys a chance to see what sprint car racing is all about instead of just, okay, I'm going to come from a micro or whatever else you're going to drive.
Dude, they could put a wing on a wheelbarrow and you'd be thrilled.
Sprint cars.
I don't know who's pushing it. You? Because I know we're not going to win. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Go there. Go ahead. Go there.
No, we're not going there. We're not going there. But we digress here. As soon as we mention sprint cars, I get all excited. Sorry. But, well, Tyler, we don't want to take up too much time. I know I'm sure you want to walk around and see some other things that are going on here instead of looking at us schmucks here. But go ahead, take a chance, thank any sponsors or anybody you got to thank for the season and things like that. We always try to, give that opportunity to people to come on the show.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on the show. It was pretty cool. And, I got to thank, Dave Rouser for loaning the motor and Bobby Varon. And, a lot of the guys in the pits this year helped us, pointers here, pointers there. And that was really cool, you know what I mean? So, and all the drivers in the series and stuff have been fantastic for us this year. And, we had a lot of good fun with them. And, of course, I sponsor myself, so.
You can thank yourself.
I thank myself.
Plug away.
Yeah, thank myself. No, it's pretty cool. So thanks again for having us, and we'll see what happens next year.
Hey, thanks again for being on the 31st lap. Now we got your cell phone number, so anytime we need something, don't worry.
Yeah, give me a shout.
Yeah, we'll give you a shout, all right?
Yep,
so
thanks,
again,
guys.
Thanks, man.
Tyler, Siri, thanks a lot for coming on the show here and hanging out with us here at National Parts Peddler here in the Finish Line Web Design booth as we roll on through here. And, I always got to try to get guys to switch. I can't help it. It's like it's ingrained in me to hey, buy a sprint car. That's what I have to do. Jessica, you can buy a sprint car too. They're much more fun. Just saying.
Topless is more fun.
We were hoping to have somebody from IMCA. I don't see anybody here wearing an IMCA shirt. No? Do you want to be from IMCA today?
Kreig Heroth is around the
beef
corner
jerky
waiting too.
Yeah,
you're supposed to share.
I don't know where
from
Kreig
one
go.
fat guy to another. I'm just kidding.
Get Kreig.
That's all I got left.
No, you enjoy it. Oh yeah, thanks.
Look at that.
You
get a shred of
beef
beef
pro
jerky?
stock or street stock? Which stock?
Joey Ladouceur.
You didn't know
sit
who he
down.
was?
I was
Being facetious, I know, mocking him. Yeah, sit down. Sit down. You drive a race car. And you had a pretty good year, too.
Yeah,
I'm going to eat this beef jerky, so somebody else ask a question.
welcoming Joey Ladouceur to the 31st lap, making his first stop. Joey, welcome to the show.
How's it going?
We're
This
doing
is
well.
good. Hey, this is good beef jerky. Where'd you get it?
That guy over there that's got the soapbox derby car,
Yeah.
he sells it for $3 a bag.
That's pretty good jerky.
Nice.
Bring
That's
that up,
good.
Whisker, or no?
That is good.
Are we going to see them on the pro stock next year?
No, I guess the deal he's got is he gets jerky from Wildside Jerky here,
Yeah, they're
puts
pretty
the
good.
name on the kid's soapbox derby car, and they give him a bunch of jerky to sell at the trade show.
Wow, that's the way to
That's
go.
a hell of a
How can you go
deal.
wrong?
That is a deal. Hey, I'll wear a T-shirt for anything, right, Craig? I got my Finish Line Web Design T-shirt on here.
That's right.
That's the booth that we're in, where we're literally coming to you live from Jessica Power's car.
Yeah, I'm literally sitting on the rub rail right now, or Nerf bar.
Yeah,
whatever
how's
you
that
wanna call
going
it.
right now?
It's
I
not
don't know
very
if Jessica's
comfortable.
going to like you rubbing up against a rail like that.
Yeah. Well, it was good until my sweatshirts fell off, and then I had to sit right on the bar about halfway through that. Oh, that's not comfortable.
She was real
You know
worried.
what? Her shocks are getting a workout today. I'll tell you that.
She told me they're getting all rebuilt.
I'm hoping they're getting sent out after this show, because if not, they're going to have to be.
She was concerned about my stuff getting yanked earlier when I was sitting on the table.
Well, Joey, welcome to the 31st lap. First time we had a chance to have you on, but hey, not too shabby a season for you either.
Yeah, we can't complain. We had a bit of a shorter season for us. We only ran one night a week. I think we only got about 20 shows in total, but I think we finished top 10 19 times. So
yeah, not too bad.
We had 9 feature
That's
wins.
A nice
and,
record.
Yeah, Mr. Dirt title in the Pro Stocks again. That's our third one, and it'll be my last one. We're moving up to Sportsman next year. So.
Really?
Nice.
Really, going to Sportsman. Why the change? You just want to be able to race more, or what is it?
No, I mean I race plenty. I feel. I mean locally,
right.
we're doing good in the Pro Stocks, but
just time, right?
Time for a new challenge. I mean, I think I won like 9 track championships at Cornwall and 6 in a row or something like that. It's just getting to the point where some of the guys are giving me a bit of a hard time out there.
Yeah.
You know, there's the respect that I had is just. It's just getting, I've
used
it all up. So.
They want to get rid of you.
Yeah, pretty much. And some actually tried to do that this year. So, no, it's time for a new challenge, and I would like to do something maybe more like modified, whatnot, down the road. But budget-wise, obviously, that's a killer. Right. So,
you gonna take Pete Stefanski up with you?
Pete's scared. I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm busting Pete's balls. No. No, I mean, Pete could have done it a long time ago, and he's chose not to, and that's his choice. And
Rocky Warner did it. Joey Ladouceur can too, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, no, I mean, it's my dad's raced modifieds for the last 25 years.
Yeah.
So,
you know what you could do? What Lee's doing? You could get a sprint car.
Yeah, no, my wife said no.
Good grief, here we go again.
She said the only way she'll do a sprint car, she could drive the 4-wheeler all by herself.
Tyler?
So that's a no on that then.
Yeah, so no way for me.
Yeah.
All right, so
I have a feeling
I can't afford that budget, right?
Yeah.
And just to propagate rumors that we started ourselves, Tyler Siri's also looking at it.
Yeah, in a sprint car racing, yeah.
And I believe Jessica Power's looking at buying that one because it's already got 52 on the wing.
Yeah, well, I mean... Well, I'm not even going to touch that. The sprint car deal's a whole different ball of wax. You can ask my brother. He does well with what he's got. Yep. But, I mean, it's a different animal altogether. So, I mean, I don't know if my driving style would be... I've driven a sprint car before.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It's the coolest ride. I don't know if I'd like to be out there with 24 other guys.
Yeah, there's not fenders on those.
Well, no fenders, and it's a different... I mean, I race Pro Stock 3,000-pound car.
Right.
We're used to kind of, inching our way along.
Yeah.
Chuck Ebbing does not inch anything along.
No.
It's full bore.
It's matted. Yeah, it's go. It's go
if
time.
it ain't turning 9,500, it ain't no fun, right?
Yep. So, jumping up into the Sportsman, what are the plans, with the Sportsman car?
Well, right now, I always enjoyed running the Dirt Tour. And back in the day, the Pro Stock Tour was 10 or 12, 15 races, and we'd see all these different tracks.
Right.
And I find that makes you a more versatile driver. You see all sorts of different stuff. Pro Stock Tour lately has been almost kind of like a local tour for me. It's only 3 or 4 of my local tracks, plus Syracuse.
Yep.
So I'm actually hoping to be able to do that, and that's what we'll do next year, hopefully Dirt Tour and Cornwall. I've also got another deal going where I've got one of my sponsors owns an asphalt truck in Quebec that runs a 8 to 10 race series, and he's offered me to drive that. So that's Saturday nights, Cornwall Sundays.
Nice.
So we're gonna.
Have you ever driven on pavement before?
Anything I ever did, I really smoked up the tires. So I don't know if I'm going to be good in 100 lappers, but we'll be good to qualify. So.
And that will be a different challenge, no doubt about that.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a different group of people too, and he's got 3 other teams that he helps out. So it's going to be real, kind of like a racing family deal.
Right.
So it'll be a totally different deal, and looking forward to that too.
Have you got it together? What you're going to run yet? Chassis, engine, that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Actually, I worked out a deal with my dad. I bought the 2011 Bicknell that Billy Dunn ran for him at Mohawk this year.
That's a pretty good car.
Yeah, it's all right.
Just saying,
it gets
it's a pretty
around the
good
track,
car. Yeah.
I mean, Billy can win with it. Anybody can win, right?
Yeah, he didn't hear you. That was good.
Standing right beside me here.
Yeah, you missed it. You missed what he said.
It was very
31stlap.com, whatever. Just check it out. But no, it's a John Ladouceur car my dad had bought. And
right.
Billy had good success with it, and Dad had already ordered up a new one, so.
That works.
I waited till he finished Brockville, make sure it came home one piece. He finished second, so. Well, second, first, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But So I came home one piece, so I gave my dad a deposit on Monday morning. So
Nice. And obviously GM crate motor. That's a
Well, I got a new motor to go to Syracuse, the Pro Stock, so I kept that. So we're in good shape, and we just been scooping up all the steel wheels I can find, and everyone's warning me, just get your stuff together, because it gets to be a long, drawn-out season sometimes.
Yeah, Sportsman racing, it can do that. But, it's got to be fun, though, just to have this kind of off-season like this, to come to a show like here at Parts Peddler and be able to walk around. I'm sure you're looking at different stuff that you may or may not want to buy or whatever. It's got to be like a new chapter almost for you, where you got that excitement, like, it's like the first time you've gone racing again.
Oh, yeah, no, it's like I'm looking. I actually had a Sportsman, a borrowed car I was going to run at Brockville last race, and we got rained out, so I had this little, I wanted to just run it once and see if, just to ponder it through the winter,
Right.
So I don't have that, so they don't have a simulator online yet for Sportsman, so I guess I'll just have to wait till April.
Are you going to do any early season, like hit the road and, shake it down,
Definitely.
come down to Central New York before you guys get going up there?
Definitely. No, my plan is to hit as many up as I can. Carnival starts mid-May, so I got time to have a half a season.
Right.
Right.
I'll look. Yes, Canandaigua is on the list. So I'm
Canandaigua Engine Park, as it were, right?
Yeah.
Motors are electric.
Yeah.
That's right. No, Canandaigua's on the list. Maybe hit up Can-Am. I don't know. We'll start running in April and see where that brings us, and hopefully we'll be in top shape when we get to Carnival.
You plan on hanging out with Pops a little bit, maybe going over to Mohawk and having him help you out with setups and things like that?
Well, I mean, Mohawk, like I said, if I run that asphalt deal, if I do Friday Mohawk, Saturday in Quebec, 4 hours away, and then I don't know if I'm going to swing the whole deal. But we're definitely going to run some Mohawk races. And when we have an off weekend, I don't mind helping out Dad and Billy and all that up there. But I'll have a lot on my plate. I mean, I got a little guy at home, and we run carts on Tuesdays, and I got a house and lawn to cut. And I mean, we got a life, right? So.
Yeah, racing, that is life.
Yeah.
Come on, that.
My wife might be listening. Listen, just play my card here. Okay?
He's going to be home to mow the lawn. I heard that, definitely. He will mow the lawn.
That's Wednesday nights.
He'll pull the $25 out of the wallet and pay somebody to mow the lawn.
Now, what if it rains on Wednesday?
What's this? Yeah, no, then it goes to the following Wednesday.
Sounds like my yard.
I've got a 6-foot mower. It takes me half an hour.
Oh, yeah? What you got?
Oh, it's an old 82 Toro. I mean, it's...
Toro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Toro zero turn?
My wife... No.
He gets
This is
it
before the zero turn.
In
This is a front deck.
82, yeah, I don't think so.
1982, not an 82-inch deck,
I haven't seen that.
I'll send you pictures. My brother took the same one and put a Volkswagen Jetta diesel motor in his.
That's great.
He put a snowblower on it. He can blow it about 20 feet away.
That's great.
Well, you got to have it up there.
Yeah, well, I say that, and Buddy Hankey that builds my Pro Stock chassis, he always seems to have more snow than me.
Yeah.
So I said, you need to move to Canada. Well, guys, I got to get going here because I got Billy, and you know how impatient he can be.
Yep. Any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, well, obviously.
Go for it.
Mario Morissette, Cuffdash 2020, he's up in Quebec. He's been with me for quite a few years. Minimax, Fence Depot, Govro Topsoil, Mr. Rad Auto Service. So all people, a lot of them I've had for probably 10 or 12 years. So I guess they don't. I don't think they do it to get a good return on the dollar. They just like going to race to see their name in the car. And hey, I'm glad to fulfill the need.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, thanks for stopping by here in the 31st lap.
No
Good
problem.
chatting with you.
Good luck next season, man.
Yeah, Joey Ladouceur.
Take care, guys. Thanks.
Racing asphalt trucks and Sportsman, two new divisions for him. So looking forward to 2013. Hard to believe we're saying 2013 already, isn't it?
And Joey's got to be one of the most fun drivers to watch at Syracuse in the Pro Stock.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's no doubt about that. It is definitely entertaining. So hey, we'll keep it going. Come on in. The seat's still warm.
Who's next?
They're lining up over there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Because we were popular, everybody wants to be on. That's why.
Is that what it is?
No, I just kept hassling him until he said he would do it. Jimmy Phelps joining us here now on the 31st lap. Jimmy, how's it going?
Oh, it's going good.
Yeah?
How you guys doing?
Good.
We're here.
Did you buy any
Barely.
parts? You buy any parts yet?
No, have not.
You're gonna.
Oh yeah, you're probably gonna.
Yeah. Did you leave the wife at home so that way she doesn't know what you're buying, or?
No, she's not worried about the race cars. But she is home, probably listening, so I probably ought to say hi to her.
Yeah, you better be nice.
Yeah.
She's one of the 40 people watching live.
Sweet.
Yeah,
40
most likely.
people. Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's been like that straight through.
That's good.
You guys look
First
like
question.
you're having more fun than anybody in the whole place.
Yeah, because you know why? Because we're not spending any money here.
That's right.
Because
That's
none
good.
of us owns a race
Didn't
car.
cost me a dime.
Yep.
He didn't get to sleep in today. That's the only thing he's worried about. But
he's a little crabby because Toys R Us didn't get the truck last night.
Yeah.
Listen, don't start.
So, Jimmy,
No, wait. Before you do that,
what?
Kimmy called first question.
Oh, Kimmy wants first question.
She wants
Go ahead.
to know.
She wants to
know if it's true that you're not going back to Canandaigua.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. No.
Where does you want to race closer to home?
I'll be honest with you, I would like to race closer to home, but same token, we really enjoyed ourselves out to Canandaigua, and I thought the racing was excellent. And with no outside influences, if we had to choose right now, I got to tell you, I wouldn't be able to make that decision without some serious thought.
Well, there you go.
You mentioned, while we're on Canada,
dirt fold and all that.
Yeah. Will that make a decision different? Let's say Brewerton and Phone come back to dirt. Does that change it?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, we're still up in the air on what we're going to do, even as a team. I mean, we'd like to run the whole tour, but I think they're going to have to show that they're willing to get some structure back, because there were some things that happened this year that really kind of made us question why we were busting our butts to run the whole thing. So lots got to unfold here during the course of winter as usual, and we'll just kind of wait it out before we get too carried away with making decisions.
Last race of the year down a 5 Mile Point, so close to picking up that Rock Championship. How disappointing was that for you? You and Danny took it right down to the wire.
Well, it was disappointing because we were in such good shape, and I think the most disappointing is when we left Accord, because we just I'd never seen the place. None of my guys had seen the place, so we were really guessing. No, I'd never been there. So I mean, of course, Danny, he was spot on. He didn't win the race, but he was good enough to. And
and he's got a lot of laps.
So we left there. Yeah, we left there with a little bit of work to do come 5 Mile, and we've been good at 5 Mile. And we were really good that last night at 5 Mile. But when you step back and you look at the whole picture and the whole year, I mean, Danny and them guys really had a good season on that ROTC deal. They really did, and they earned the championship. They had some nights where they broke or they had problems or got crashed, and kind of let us keep ourselves up in the hunt. We had a great year on the Rock Tour, but so did they, and just one of them deals. I mean, he ended up winning the race, and we were right on his heels, and it makes for good racing.
The off season's here finally. How nice is it to have a couple of weeks? I know, because that's about what it ends up being, right? About a couple of weeks that you guys can just sit down and just relax and take a breath and look back at everything that's going on.
Oh, it's been good. I mean, it seems like the seasons keep getting longer and longer, and it's tough. You look forward to a little bit of downtime, and then daylight savings hits, and it seems like you can't get nothing done around the house. So that's been a little frustrating. But we had a respectable trip to Charlotte. Had a lot of fun down there. The weather was great. The track was great. The people were great, and once we were done there and we had started heading home, we were looking forward to a little rest.
Yeah. Right now, you mentioned plans are still basically up in the air at this point for 2013. I mean, I'm assuming you'll be back in your dad's car somewhere.
Yeah, no, we're. I mean, the plans are solid to the point where we're definitely gonna be with the HBR team next year, and we're gonna be doing something. I mean, there's a strong chance that we're gonna go after that series without question, but there's still some questions that need to be answered on that front, and of course the 99J, we're hoping that'll be as strong as ever, and we're going to be somewhere racing, and hopefully up front, and I got a great group of guys on both sides of the fence with that deal, and I'm just really, really fortunate to be able to work with such great people.
We talked in the off season about you having to go to Canandaigua, to get your home track points, and I know you really weren't looking forward to it, but it's interesting to see now after a season there how it's changed and how you have a better appreciation, I guess, for Canandaigua.
Well, I'll be the first to admit, we were extremely skeptical, and I mean, I did not want to go there. You know what I mean? I really didn't, and it was nothing personal. I tried to tell people that. I mean, I've known Jeremy my whole life, and he works awful hard, and there was no question that the facility was going to be great, and it was going to be a good place to be. We got a lot of history of Fulton Speedway. It's right up the street. I mean, I can be there in 10 minutes from my house, and got a lot of friends and family and sponsors, and there was just so much involved in the decision over and above, I like this track better than this track, and it made it very difficult. It was a real trying spring, and but I'll tell you, once we got racing there and the people were great, the track was excellent. The racing, there was nights we finished 7th, which doesn't pay the bills, but you walk out of there with a smile on your face because you're having some good racing to try to get to 7th. So I mean, on that regard, like I said, it's going to be a tough decision come next year.
Yeah, and in the off season, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what things are going to bring?
There's a lot of chatter on the live chat here. Canandaigua absolutely wants, the fan base anyway, Canandaigua really wants Jimmy to come back. There's a lot of people that are talking about that, and there's one guy in here with the username Troyer, all capital letters, and he says, "Hi, Jimmy," and he's a huge fan. So,
well, we're really proud of the fact that we went in there and for the most part had a pretty clean year, and I think made some friends and had a lot of fun, and we got 4 wins out of the deal. And I mean, going into this season, I never very rarely ever left that place with a smile on my face. It was frustrating for me to go there, and fortunately we got off on a real good start and kind of didn't have to play with things a whole lot. We just kind of tweaked all year, and we didn't have that huge learning curve that I expected to get involved with, and that helped.
I do got to ask you, how's your dad doing since the election? I know he's probably freaking out.
He's grumpy about it, but we'll see what happens. But you spend more time talking to him about politics than I
love talking to him about. I love talking politics. So when I come to the races, I go to Brewerton Friday nights. Me and his dad just sit in the hauler and we talk politics for hours.
This is a racing show. We don't talk politics.
I know. I love it though.
Mallet ought to have him and Mallet ought to have their own show.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be entertaining. I'll tell you that.
You know
we
what?
Would definitely have fun.
The thing is we could probably set something up for a political show either before or after the 31st lap on Thursdays.
Your dad can come out and we can talk politics.
I'd hang out because with the sounds of it, you guys are probably going to be sort of on the same page, and somebody's got to counterbalance that.
Oh man,
you're going to have to find a counterbalance. But I can tell you what, I mean, you'll the second time they do it, you'll have pretty good ratings.
Yeah, yeah, it would definitely be entertaining.
Now
we can mix politics and racing because
because racing is not void of political influence anyway.
Exactly.
You're not kidding.
Now, what makes you say that, Jimmy? Now, why would you? What would ever make you say that?
Oh man, he's going sarcastic.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, so
this is going to take an ugly turn, isn't it?
It's all about the Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you're a Giants fan. They've been stinking.
That's right.
So.
G-Men.
Go on, Mike. Go on.
I'm getting there. I'm laughing. Is that okay? Am I not allowed to laugh? But
not when it makes dead air.
There wasn't dead air.
Mike, ask him the question.
I'm
asking the question, Mike.
This is what Chris does. When
we're
actually live. Yeah, he's producing and busting our chops.
I keep the show moving.
So,
ask him the question.
How's the house? You got the house done. You finally moved in. I don't know where it is yet, though. I'm going to have to.
There's a reason for
that's
that.
by design.
Yeah, I figured as much. He used to be able to come over in the garage and they'd make fun of me because I'd have to pee every 15 minutes.
He was my neighbor for a short time. Then he got the hell out of town.
Yeah. Then you moved out of town, and I moved. Well, I moved first. Then you moved.
That's right.
When you lived in Beeville, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And it was a happy day in the neighborhood when Mike split, right?
No. Mike
Did you
was.
throw a party?
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we did have good times. We had some good times. So. One last thing, we'll let you go. I know you got some parts you got to buy here and things like that. So we'll let you get to that. Who do you got to thank? There's so many people that help you. You have the HBR team. Yep. You have your dad's. The J&J Installations team. Who do you got to thank?
Well, like I said, I got to thank everybody at HBR. Start with Al Hankey and his family, and everybody at Mohawk and Troy Race Cars, Billy Colton, Kurt Weigel, Randy, Jamie, Tom Boyd, and everybody that worked so hard on that deal, and everybody over to Andy Phelps Motorsports and my brother and my mom and dad and all the guys that worked so hard with that deal. It's a team effort. I got to thank my wife. I got a great wife. I got a great family, and without them, I couldn't do any of this, and that's for sure. And I just there's so many people that make this deal click. J&B Installations, Industrial Tire, Doug Holmes out the Finger Lakes Machine, and just so many people that have helped us along the way, and I'm real appreciative of it.
Well, hopefully we'll catch up with you again here during the off season, and once you get things kind of finalized and in place, and we'll have you on again and chat about what your plans are. And I still will say, when are you going to come to Fonda Speedway? I'll just leave you with that because I got to get that.
I might come up and announce with you.
Well, at least I didn't have to ask this time.
No, I figured I'd ask because I know Bombas, he cannot handle it. It would be burning a hole. It's burning a hole in his brain right now.
To be honest with you, I didn't even think about it.
The problem is, if I come to Fonda, then what are you guys going to talk about after that?
We'll find something.
We'll find something. Come on. But hey, Jimmy.
When was the last time? Before I let you go, I do have a question, and this is just something when you were talking about Fonda and you were coming up and announcing it. When was the last time you went to a race just to watch the race?
I got to watch a lot of racing in Charlotte. Trust me. I think we hot lapped at 4:00 and never went out for the feature till about 10:30.
What did you get a chance to watch that broadcast, the rear or anything like that?
Yeah, I caught some of it.
What did they do to you with the lighting at the end? That interview. They did an interview that they aired. It was.
I don't know.
It was horrible.
They probably just. Who knows?
But
they probably didn't want me breaking the camera, so they had to do something.
More to the point, though, I mean, do you get a chance to even relax? Do you go to a racetrack without bringing a car?
No, I can't remember the last time. I think I might have went probably 2-3 years ago. The World Outlaw Late Models came to Bird, and I think that's probably the last time I actually, walked in the gate and found a seat and watched.
Fan,
yeah. And trust me, I mean, I enjoy doing that, but it's, we race, I think, somewhere in the neighborhood of 75, 80 shows a year, and I too got a house and lawn to mow. And
do you
kids
mow your
and
lawn
all
on
that.
Wednesdays like Joey Ladouceur?
Probably more like every third Wednesday. Yeah. But no, yeah, we got a lot going on, and again, I'd love, I miss those days to some extent for sure.
Good.
I'm good. Ask him about sprint cars.
No, he's never going to switch to sprint cars.
I did get to run a super modified tonight, though, down there in the video.
Did you try the simulator?
Game. Yeah,
How was it?
I spent most of the time on a fence.
Yeah.
So I don't see any car owners calling me for that deal next year.
Well, at least now you know.
That's right. I got that out of my system without hitting the wall at 130.
Yeah. But there's foam.
They got foam, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Safer barrier.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy, we'll let you go. But
All
hey,
right,
man,
guys.
thanks for coming on. We appreciate
Always a
it
pleasure.
as always. And,
It's good
all right.
Jimmy.
Thanks, man.
Yep. Take it easy.
Have fun. There you go. So now you get the answer you were looking for?
Thanks.
Good. See you, Jimmy. Thanks a lot. Thank you, sir.
Remember the second show that we did, second or third show, when Jimmy did the interview and he was working on the house?
He was building the house, yeah.
And then he had to cut it short because he was on his way off to, I think, the Escapades.
Oh yeah, Jimmy did go to Mickey. What was
Ice-capade.
it? He went to Disney on
right?
Ice, right? A couple weeks. Was that last year we were making fun of you? That was a couple years ago.
It was last year. I'm pretty sure it was last year because the show's only a year old.
That's a good show. Yeah, he's good.
See ya.
He's hopping that way. Well, hey, Jessica. I do not. Yeah, they put a mic on him just to rip on me. It will not be good for me.
If he's willing to make the trip out, we'd love to do it.
Hold on, I got to adjust my sweatshirt here on your bumper.
That's all right.
This is the 31st Lap Live coming
He
to
says
you
your
from...
bumper is not comfortable. Sorry, Chris.
There he goes.
No, I can wait. I can
Go
wait.
ahead, Chris.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's not comfortable. I'm sat on
It is not
it's
at
really
all.
Not.
What were you
this
saying?
This is the 31st Lap Live coming to you from the National Parts Peddler and the Finish Line Web Design booth, and literally from Jessica Power's Sportsman car. We were sitting on the car during the show because we couldn't find enough chairs, but this is a first by far.
Yeah, you and I are lucky, Jessica. We're the only ones in a chair.
I know.
But
I was
Jessica,
I don't know how I got privileged.
Jessica, even though she's late in the show, she is the reason why we have that chair because her uniform sponsor, XL Uniforms, provided that chair for us. So that is a sponsored seat.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah, the other seat sponsored by Kreig Heroth.
That's right.
Web Design. We kicked him out of his chair, but his logo is all over the show. I mean, I don't know what else we got to do to keep you happy, Kreig. Come on, seriously.
Feel free to smack him
See,
anytime,
Jessica,
Craig.
when we're live, it's totally different than when we're in
Yeah, I know.
studio.
Wait,
Because we have
Jessica.
the phone connection and all that, and don't. I know what
Jessica,
you're going to do. You're going to
go
push the
ahead,
button
start
and out.
talking.
Yeah,
Start talking.
You're gonna cut me out.
yeah, just like it does every time we're on the phone.
Yeah.
This is why we have fun though.
I
At
just
these
want
live
you to feel
shows.
at home.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
So Jessica, how's it going? I mean, you having fun here at Parts Peddler, getting a chance to walk around, and now you got to put up with our stuff here for a couple hours. But thanks for coming on, of course. But are you having a good time?
I am. I'm having a great time. We've never come as part of the show. We've usually just come down on Saturday, Sunday, walked around. You get a better appreciation of all the people that are here and all the work that goes into it. We have had a chance to make some contacts and meet some new people, so it's been great.
So, are we going to see any new stickers on the side of the car here come next year?
I hope so. I haven't made any formal deals yet. Excel's
You'll wait
been
until
really...
tomorrow, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All the closeouts.
Yeah. No, Excel's come on board this year. They've been really great. They did my suit this year for the first time, and I really love it. If anybody needs a new suit, definitely go see them. Chimera Slate is actually new on board this year.
I noticed that when I got here. It's the first thing I noticed, and I
yeah.
asked him if it was on the car all year. When did that get added?
This is Syracuse, our Syracuse body.
Yeah.
So it was added for Syracuse, and he's going to be on board for the whole season next year. So.
Nice. How did that deal come together for you?
Actually, one of my crew guys, Sean, knows Dan Chimera.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He
The infamous Dan Chimera.
Yeah. They've of course been around racing a long time,
Sure.
so they got talking one day, and Dan said he'd help me out. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's that. It was.
Yeah, I spotted that right away.
Yeah, that because I mean we grew up going to Fonda Speedway and Dave Camara is has been
Malta.
Is synonymous with Fonda Speedway, former track champion and all that.
Yeah.
So anytime we see Camara, you're like, whoa, how'd you get that?
Yeah, especially when it's out of our region that we grew up in.
Yeah, exactly.
Or not in Vermont,
Yeah. Yep. So how's the off season going for you? How the car looks great. I know you said this is your Syracuse car, and it looks good. I just hope you're putting new shocks on it at some point because I am not helping it right now by up and down on this thing.
That's all right. Everybody's been sitting on it this
weekend.
Right. It's okay.
There's people standing on the trunk bed earlier. That's fine.
Yeah, it's all right. I climbed up there to hang some stuff up.
So how much work you got to do here in the off season to get ready to go for next season now?
A lot. So
yeah.
This is it's actually not our Syracuse car. We have only one car, so we have to switch everything back and forth. We switched the body off of it. Our Brockville, our Saturday night car or body, not in quite as nice condition, so we decided to put the Syracuse one back on for the show. We haven't done a whole lot since the off season started.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of work left to do, but we got
you got time.
Months.
Your season starts a little bit later than those down here in Central New York.
Is the plan next season to do the same thing you did this year? Follow your weekly tracks and do the Mr. Dirt Sportsman Tour and all that?
Yeah, we like to get out to as many places as we can before our regular tracks start.
Right.
They don't start off until mid-May.
Right.
So last year we started at Canandaigua on Easter weekend. So we were out early. We want to do that again this year. I guess it's a 2-day show this year, so we're looking forward to that.
Yep.
I love Canandaigua. I've only been there once before. It's a great facility. Jeremy does a great job.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, we're excited to go back.
Where did you end up in the Mr. Dirt Sportsman points last year or this year?
This year, I ended up 11th this year. Not what we were really looking for.
Was that your first full season following that tour, or did you do it the year before?
We followed it the year before. We didn't make it to Syracuse. We didn't want to spend the time and money, but this year we decided it was time, and I loved it. I can't wait to go back. Last year we actually finished 10th. There were far fewer cars following it last year, though. So, 11th wasn't what I was looking for.
So you actually finished one spot behind, and you ran one less race?
Yes.
Because you didn't run Syracuse in 2011.
That's right.
Wow, look at you. Did you write all that down and then have to figure it all out?
So that shows you that it was a lot tougher this year.
It was a lot tougher, yeah. There was a lot of really good cars following it. We had some bad luck down at the run at Ransomville, Maryville, Humberstone.
Yeah.
It's a really fun trip, but
it's got to be tough 3 nights in a row, racing. 3 tight little places, too.
Yeah, away from home. Yeah. Different tires for us, different everything.
Yeah, and you guys don't do a lot of traveling. Like the big block guys with Super Dirt Series, they're used to traveling all summer long.
Yeah.
For you guys, it's a lot different than what you're used to.
Yeah, exactly. We're home pretty much all summer with the exception of 1 or 2 races, but then come Labor Day weekend, we're on the road the whole time.
Constantly.
So, yeah. It's fun, though. We learn a lot more traveling than we do going to our home tracks every week.
Yep. So the plan is to do that again in 2013.
Hopefully.
Now, if you were to win the Mr. Dirt, do they have to change the name to Miss Dirt Championship?
I don't think so. I wouldn't.
That's not really fair. They call it a Mr. Dirt if a woman wins it, is it?
I don't think a woman has ever won it.
You know what? Leave it to you to think about that.
Well, we got a couple. You got a couple fans in here in the live chat that were talking. You were talking about the Brockville body and the Syracuse body, and they keyed in. They like the Canadian body too, so I think that's a compliment to you. They also they hope soon you come to Canandaigua because they want to catch up with you and track down a Jessica Power shirt.
Very good. I have lots left.
There you go.
Do you have them here at the show?
I do have them here at the show.
Look,
tell them to get down here, get in the show, and come find her.
Absolutely.
What is this?
Tons left.
Is this Grizzly Adams over here? Grizzly Adams taking a photo of us.
Who's your favorite football team? What question? Who's your favorite football team?
Do you watch football?
The New York. I love football. The New York
G-Man?
Giants.
Nice.
Oh, really?
All right. Yeah, Balmus just got excited.
I knew I liked you.
He excites easily.
Yes, I know. He does get excited easily.
This is true.
That's not what you were saying about why we were interviewing Sportsman driver, blah, 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 after the phone broke up and she was...
Oh, gee.
What? I didn't understand a word you just said.
Those two did.
All I heard was a blah, 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 blah.
He's just playing dumb right now.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I didn't say that.
He's not playing, though. No.
Play dumb. Play dumb.
He's just dumb.
Honest to God, I didn't understand one word you said.
Don't worry. Hey, everybody at home did, and we did, so that's all that really matters, John. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
That's
it.
fine.
This is it's totally different live. Yeah, you're like. She's like, wow,
you're never going to do this again, are you?
Yeah.
Absolutely, this is fun.
It is a lot more fun when you get a chance to be here and you get to interact with everybody. And to have a venue like this, they were nice enough to open the doors and let us come in for a couple hours and take this traveling monkey show that we do on the road. and we're thankful. I mean, we have so many great drivers that come over and spend some time with us today, and you know they got work to do here. This is still work. This is still part of the racing season, and to take some time out, you guys and Kreig with Finish Line to give us the opportunity to do this. We really appreciate it. And everybody online, we got 40 people watching with us live. We've already been doing this for about an hour.
Wow.
That's awesome. Good. That's a good time. It's a good time. And, you know, I haven't come to Parts Peddler. I don't think I was here last year at all, but I cannot believe the foot traffic that we've had.
It's crazy.
It's amazing, the foot traffic that's going on in here today.
I haven't been to this show in probably over 20 years. I've only been here once or twice for this show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been many, many years since I was here.
Just the foot traffic alone of drivers. Drivers alone. Really done. We saw Justin Harris was through. The folks from Canandaigua Motorsports Park have been through. And we've sold that sprint car to probably a dozen different modified drivers through the course of the afternoon between
see,
Billy
now,
Dunn
I think
and
you
Jessica.
should, when we, you know, let's just be done with this crate motor stuff. Just get a sprint car. That's my goal today, to convert one person.
Yeah, how's that working out for you?
I'm 0 for 5, I think, or 0 for 4. So I'll keep trying. I'll keep trying.
Do you have aspirations of moving up at some point?
To a sprint car with 52 on it, hopefully?
That one right there.
Yeah, that one specifically.
Yes. I said, it's for sale. Maybe we should just trade.
Hey, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
That'd
be a really good deal for me.
Tyler Siri wants to buy it first.
Yeah.
It's still for sale, Tyler. You can get that sprint car.
I would like to move up someday. I mean, money's obviously a factor. I would like to move up to a modified. Big block is the thing that I really,
So you're not a sprint car person?
I enjoy them, but
as
it's
opposed
not
to driving one, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather go big
watch
block
them.
racing. Yeah, I'd rather go big block racing, I think, than a sprint car.
There you go, Mike.
Sorry.
You know what? You know what? Actually, you have to do that because Bombas needs somebody to say they like modifieds more than they like sprint cars. So because he'll get teary-eyed.
For me, it's not about the modified. It's going wingless. If you're going to go sprint car racing, leave the wing off.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, so we fit that in every interview now, too.
And of course, our buddy who likes the Canadian body jumped right in there with a comment about running with a wing off of it.
Oh, man. Man.
Juveniles.
Yes, we are. We are little kids when we get microphones in front of us.
Juveniles.
But hey, that's what the fun part about being live is.
Exactly.
You know, to come out here and get a chance to...
John, it was a topless joke, John. It was a
no
topless
kidding.
joke.
You think I didn't get that?
You're so... I mean...
Why? What are you talking to me for?
That's the second thing he's missed.
He misses everything.
I didn't miss that one. I was leaving it alone.
You know what?
On
John only had 11 and a half hours of sleep last night. He did not get his 12 and a half that he normally needs, so he's not going to make it.
Okay.
Melba, what's up?
I was leaving it alone on purpose because I'll go over the line.
Yeah. You'll go over the line. Anybody else goes over the line, we get to listen.
And poor Jessica's got to sit here and listen to us right now.
It's all right.
As we banter back and forth. As long as you're smiling and having fun.
You know what? It's no worse than what we do every week at the racetrack.
Yeah, I know.
That's how this show started.
Yeah, exactly. This is how we started doing this. This is what we used to do at the racetrack. You know, Chris and I would get together a couple races a year, and this is what we would do. We would sit in the stands, and we'd joke around, and we'd make fun of whatever's in front of us, and, be cynical. I think we're a little less cynical, though, than we used to be.
It would be a bunch of banter.
I don't think that we're any less cynical. I think that we're just more...
Politically correct with our
we're a lot more
our cynicalness, if that's
like,
even a word.
We don't.
Yeah,
it's a lot different when you've got a microphone and you've got almost a dozen people paying attention to what you're saying versus just talking to each other.
Things come out when there's nobody else around.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that.
If you ever sat in the grandstands with us during Super Dirt Week, it got
hard. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. See, you know what? This year, when you're done with the Sportsman race, just come find us if you want to have some fun in the grandstands.
All right, I'll do that.
Yeah, come up and sit with us. We will.
And if it's during Super Dirt Week, don't let me back to your trailer.
Yeah.
Don't give them any alcohol.
No alcohol.
Tell you that.
No. Well,
I heard.
I had the most fun I'll never remember. So they tell me.
We had more fun watching.
Yeah. Hey, just remember this though. Always call the wife and let her know where you are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if there's a lesson to be learned.
I guarantee he learned
that lesson.
Yeah, the hard way.
Oh, it was a very, very, very hard way. No doubt about that.
I got home and but the thing that suffice to say, they've shredded the divorce papers. We're good.
What do you mean they? Who's they? You mean you did?
The wife and kid.
Yes.
Yes.
That's 3 that you've missed now, John. John fills the role of crotchety old man who doesn't pay attention to what's going on.
You shredded him. We all know it.
Oh,
when
man.
she wasn't looking, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She turned her back and he grabbed him and ran.
You're wondering what happens when the phone breaks up when you're on the phone. This is pretty much what happens. Now you just get a chance to be part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. You know, Jessica, with the Sportsman division, you know, how much fun do you guys have up there in Brockville? You know, I don't get a chance to go up there all that much, you know, just because of my busy schedule. I know most of us don't get up there too much, but what's it like racing that division? Are the guys, they're there to help you out? Is there a lot of camaraderie in the pit area and things like that?
There is. There's not as much as, say, on a tour race. On the tour, I mean, everybody understands. Everybody's there for the same reason. So if somebody wrecks, somebody else is over there helping. At Brockville, it is that way. I mean, we had a bit of an incident in a heat race one night this year, and like 3 or 4 different crews came over to help us fix it, and we got back out. And it's great to have that sort of support. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to have a home track and people you run with every week, and you know. They're pretty good to be so supportive. Some of them don't like it when I beat them. That's understandable. But
isn't that required, though, in racing?
Yeah, exactly. Male or female, it doesn't matter. Nobody wants to get beat, right?
Right. I got to readjust my seat.
Good.
I'm hurting over here. I got to stand up
almost
for a
just
second.
rolled away.
Oh, my God. My butt is officially asleep.
I'm sorry. I'll bring a cushion for you
next
time.
time. Next time, right? Could you have been more prepared? No, just kidding.
Feel free to smack him.
Yeah, you can. It's okay.
It's okay.
I get it on a
We
daily
won't
basis,
care.
so,
No.
and nobody will care.
We'll laugh.
Actually, most people will probably be happy that somebody finally smacked me on this show.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I know one person with an email address would be thrilled that you got hit.
Oh, I'm sure.
Did you catch any of that? Could you believe that?
No,
we got railed last week.
We got in trouble last week.
We got in a whirl of hurt.
Yeah, we got in
Thursday.
trouble. I'm not going to do it again.
We got to. No, I don't want to wind Mike up.
Okay, good.
Even though
I got to take a
it
deep
was-
breath. I got to step back.
It was probably one of the most entertaining segments that we've ever had on the show.
Yeah.
We got wailed on for not quote unquote preparing. We didn't have every last statistic available about every driver that came up on the show, and Mike just calmly, well, not so calmly,
I wasn't calm.
pointed out that our show is so fluid. It's so ebb and flow. There's so much up and down. You don't really know what you're going to talk about, so it's kind of hard to necessarily put together every stat package you want to do. Plus, stats are freaking boring.
Yeah, I made that point about 648 times. Yes. Just saying.
Are we really talking about this again?
Hey, don't worry. If you have a Finish Line web design website, Kreig, you do stats, right?
Kreig's got all
That's
the
right.
stats.
That's right. That's right.
Get all the stats from Kreig. Let him worry about it. That's right.
Yeah, right.
We don't
right.
want to.
You know, actually, you know what, Kreig, you got. You know, we'll just put this on your plate too. From here on out, we'll send you who we have on the show on Sunday. All right, and we want a stat package in by Thursday. Okay.
which lets no one think that we have any guests scheduled on Sunday. It's usually Wednesday afternoon.
Okay, so we'll send it to you Wednesday afternoon. I need it by Thursday afternoon. Say 6:15.
He knows more stats about drivers than I think the drivers know.
Yeah,
we were
I
talking
know.
last night, and we were talking about how many races I'd started this year, and Kreig was out with it. He knew. I couldn't even remember.
Yeah, but as a driver, is that something that you guys even keep track of anyway? I mean, if you didn't have somebody keeping track of your website, you wouldn't know that anyway.
Most of them don't.
No.
You ask most drivers, like, a win total or whatever it may be. They don't know.
No.
They got to look somewhere else, find somewhere else to get the
Exactly.
answer.
Yeah.
Take Rich and John and Mike, for example. They don't know how many shows they've done.
Yeah.
I don't know how many shows I've been on. I know
I
how
have
many
no idea.
races I went to this year.
Right.
It was 109. We got 3 left. Yeah,
You just impressed Jessica Power.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I do.
That's a lot.
You know,
of
though,
races.
that's living in Central New York. You can get, you know, and plus I went to Florida. I did some races down there, so you can do a lot when you travel. Plus, I don't have to pay for a race car. I'm just putting the $50 bill in the gas tank every week. That's
With
a little
that
bit
Cavalier.
easier.
Hasn't
the
had
Cavalier.
hasn't had an oil change since 2004.
It was like 2000. It might have been 2011 since the last oil change.
Do you remember when we were up in Applebee's and Bob Henry Jr. was there?
Oh, I remember that.
And we ended up, somebody else had to drive your car home? Something
Nope.
happened or something?
Yeah, it was snowing out. I couldn't drive in the snow. I didn't live here at the time.
Yeah, it was rough.
Don't have snow tires on your car.
No. I used to live
He's got a
downstate.
Jeep. He's got a Jeep
I
for
got a
that
Jeep
now.
now with snow tires. I used to live downstate, so I didn't. Wasn't a snow guy.
Didn't get a lot of snow.
No, not compared to up here. But You know, I think
it's crazy up here.
I think every interview, snow has now come up too.
Yeah.
And there's no snow yet.
Thank goodness.
Thank God.
There better not be.
I know.
Do you do snowmobiles or anything like that in the off season? No.
No.
That'll save your knee.
You're like me, you hibernate in the winter, right?
Yeah. I don't like being cold.
Me neither.
Yeah, none of us do. None of us do. So. Well, Jessica, we'll stop. We'll let you go walk around a little bit more. But as we always do,
I hope you enjoyed your time.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed it. But thank everybody that you got to thank again.
Yeah. This is not our regular body, of course, but Stover Bus Lines, Camara Slate new this year.
Enough about the Canadian body online. Listen.
Sorry. Speedy Auto Service, Excel Sportswear new this year, Finish Line Web Design. Kreig does just an amazing job. I know I say that all the time, but he really does. John's Deli, Great Chow, Star, Bignell Racing Products is great. We have a Bignell car, and anything we need, we call them, and they are always there to answer our questions. Ganshev.
Yeah, you can give your website out too, since we heard it over there.
Yeah, it's jessicapower.ca. Go check it out.
Canada. You got Twitter yet?
I do have Twitter.
Sweet. What is that?
Jessica Power 52.
Okay.
And I have a fan page too on Facebook.
Wow, look, stepping up. Did you make Kreig do all that too?
No.
Jessica Power's fan page has liked pretty much everything that we're involved with.
Wow. She
obviously all over it.
And obviously we'll get home this weekend and unlike everything that we were involved in.
I am on Twitter. I must say I'm terrible. I never think to do it. Everybody bugs me at the racetrack. You got to tweet what you're doing. And I said, I'm busy. I can't.
Got to get in there and tweet it out.
You don't have a PR person to do that for you?
Kreig, Twitter now?
Kreig,
get on it. He's good with Twitter. He's great with Twitter. So that's next. You got to start doing her Twitter too. Well, Jessica, again, thanks for coming on.
Thanks
Great chatting with you. I'm sure we'll chat with you again before we get out of here. But again, thanks for being on with us.
Thanks a ton.
Thank you.
Thanks for giving us a bench.
Yep. Yes.
No
Thanks for giving me a seat.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I know. I got about 10, 15 minutes, and I got to get out of here because I got to go to the
sit
SS
down.
banquet. But hey, put the headphones on. We're official,
Make it official.
here. We are official.
Make it real deal.
Looks official.
Yeah, it looks
Welcome,
good, doesn't it?
Kreig Heroth.
It is all show and no go here.
Wait,
All right.
hang on one second. Is it true
What,
that it's
what?
Jessica, is it your birthday? Oh, last week.
week. All right.
Well, happy belated birthday.
Yes, nice of you, John. Well,
Nicest thing you've done all day. Besides wake
Hey.
up and show up here.
Listen.
well, look, he got a guest here. He got him for
He
us.
did. That's right.
Yeah.
He's been waiting for the last hour and a half.
I know. Well, look, we got pull from Fort Plain.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. The big village of Fort Plain,
There
New
goes the
York.
series again. Scoping out that
This
car.
might be the most Fort Plain people ever outside of Fort Plain
I know,
at
right?
one time.
Yeah, we got mom and dad over there.
I know. There's like
Got a couple
there's
others.
five, maybe 7 total. Wow. We got half the town is here.
The better half.
Yeah. Well, that's debatable on my end, anyways.
How are you, man?
All right, how are you?
Good. First thing I want to do is apologize for when we had you on right after you won your small block super championship at Oswego this year. We had you on the show, and like halfway through the interview, we did not know that the air went dead, and I think half the world didn't hear your second half of your interview.
Oh, that's no problem. Keep
Just
them on.
I didn't know. All of a sudden, they're like, these guys are going,
Jessica
Wow.
Power can relate to this.
Keep them wanting more,
we're not on the air. And I'm like, oh, what happened?
Who knows?
So I had to cut you off because nobody was listening.
Jessica Power can relate to that.
Yes.
She's been there.
So we'll ask you again. Now you've had some time. You got the nice jacket. How does it feel to walk around in that, knowing you have that Oswego Speedway Championship out of the way?
You just got the jacket last weekend.
Yeah,
right?
I actually got 2 of them. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm real proud. It's really cool to be able to put my name, with the people in the history book. And what's even more exciting is to look at Otto. I grew up with Otto going to Oswego, and it's really cool to see him now 5 championships with the Super. And it's really exciting for us as a team, and as we pick up more people constantly, to grow, and we've grown so much just in the last year. We're just
because this was a right out of the box new team.
Yeah, it was. And everything was new, so we didn't know what to expect. And the equipment, we worked with Ray Hedger a lot with the car, but everything was different as far as the chassis, setup and everything. So It went pretty well.
I saw your car owner Doug here somewhere earlier. I don't see him now.
Yeah, no, he's running around.
He's here somewhere.
Yeah, he's running around, seeing what else we can do to improve.
Are you doing the same thing everybody else is doing here, looking for deals? Looking today, see what you want. Then you're gonna come back tomorrow about half an hour before they close and see what you can buy.
Yeah, no, I'm just showing off the jacket. I'm not here to buy anything. No,
that's an honest answer right there.
Are you here more to network? Or are you here actually? Are you guys getting anything?
Yeah, I'm networking, of course. You're always networking, but I'm looking for a suit and stuff like that.
Well, you got to check out these guys right behind us.
Yeah, XL here. They're
XL, awesome
yeah.
work.
Just did. We'll have to do some more there. We're going right by him there in a couple of weeks. We're on the wall to play around with that.
Are you going to wall?
Yeah, he's going on the TQ.
Sweet, I'm going to wall too.
Awesome.
He's going. I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to be stuck at
Have you been to wall before?
We went last year to watch, a buddy of mine and I.
love that place.
And we had to rent something, so we found a TQ and we're gonna go have some fun.
Are you going to race any? You getting a TQ for this too? You going to race any indoor stuff?
I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. We went to watch down there too last year, and we used to go to Niagara Falls years ago.
Right.
Yeah. Me too.
I would love to, but it's one of those things where I think you got to be on top of your game a little bit, and you got to be. You got to make sure you stay out of trouble, and it's real hard to do. So we're gonna put that in the back burner for now. But who knows? If something comes up, we'll do it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so you've at least seen wall. I love the place.
Yeah.
I think it's for an asphalt track. I am not an asphalt guy. I'll be the first to explain that. Everybody knows that. But to go to wall and see the place, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The racing there is pretty good.
So, are you going to be making a trip to Tulsa in January?
Oh man,
I bug you every time I see you.
I would love to get the time off of work, but I don't know if I can.
See,
he like you was a teacher.
Yeah. So we have this. How do you take?
So
how do you take a week off? How do you take that much time off?
I hear the same crap from him too.
I can't tell you in the air, but
yeah, sick. Doctor no.
Well, it helps. I do teach a transportation class, so I can I can kind of.
Don't give away
into what I do, But,
yeah. He's trying not to give it away without giving it away. Yeah, I understand that. It's tough. It's tough to take that much time off to go.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sure it's worth it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, going anywhere is worth it. But
what's being so close to Otto? What's more expensive to run, the small block super or the out and out super?
Oh, definitely the big block super. Yeah, I mean, probably 3 times as much, but. And you see it everywhere too. I mean, the tire bill for a super for a season is probably just about 3 times as much as what we spend.
Yeah.
What about engine wise?
Just about the same, 3 times as much probably.
Is it?
That's about it. But,
that goes a little contrary to what we found. With
we were talking. Yeah, we've been talking engines on here. This is for John because I called it a motor earlier, like they're electric, but
That's
whatever.
Right.
But we've been talking the difference between small blocks and big blocks on dirt, and a lot of the guys are saying the big block is more cost effective because you don't have to refreshen it as much. But your deal's a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, it is, and especially with the big block stuff. They do a lot of stuff that isn't done. I guess in the same capacity anywhere else because they do have the injection and all that. I mean, it's the same with the wing cars, but there's really no other asphalt car that's the same. I mean, all those motors are built specifically for super modifieds, and you really can't go out and buy one of those and put it in another asphalt car. I mean, I kind of relate to them with the Silver Crown thing. The Silver Crown cars are small blocks, but they do have the same kind of injection thing, and they're really unique. And pricey, but I mean, who knows? I mean, someday maybe we'll be able to make the plunge or have somebody to help us do it. But
you gotta tell the Kanja Harry Fort Plain bowling team to pay a little bit more money on the coaching salary, right?
Yeah, sure do. Something like that.
Yeah.
I assume next year is all status quo, pretty much the same deal.
Yeah, for now, everything that we're doing is carrying over, and we're building and rebuilding everything. Actually, there's nothing at my place right now because everything's out being rebuilt, including a new motor on the way, things like that. And more than anything, just trying to fine tune because we went out last year with all new stuff and we made a lot of big changes, but now we're trying to step back and look at little things to try to improve our program.
You can tinker with what you got.
Yeah, sure can.
You got a good baseline and then just fine tune.
Yeah, and we're trying to build spares because that's something we really had a tough issue with last year when we blew up in the middle of the year. We had to. Really rush around to get something together for the next show. So trying to build spares and that. And I want to play around a little more with some other things, too. If I could get in a TQ once in a while, that'd be great. Our modified we're actually putting back together.
Yeah, did you run it at all this year?
I didn't last year, but we're actually have a motor. Pat Morrison has it on the way. Within the next couple of weeks, it'll be ready. So
because he does have his own modified that he owns. in his
What
garage.
about a 360 sprint car? You ever give it a thought?
Listen, I mean, if you got somebody in mind, I'll drive something.
Well, this one's for sale.
Yeah, we've been talking.
Yeah.
We've been doing sprint cars all day. I've been trying to convert someone.
He has asked everybody that we've interviewed.
Actually, you know what? If you race a
wing
Super
sprint
with a wing on it, we'll call it even.
Yeah, there you go. I love that. Well, the TQ's got a wing this year.
Yeah,
so
that'll
I'm pretty
count. See,
excited.
he's going to race a wing car. Sweet.
The TQ next weekend
they're
doing
winged.
the wing.
Yeah, they're winged.
they got
Really,
their
I've
wing.
never seen a
fly.
TQ race with a
Oh,
wing.
yeah.
Really? You didn't know that?
I've never seen a TQ race
Well,
with
indoors
a
they
wing.
don't
Mr.
run
Midget over here.
Because typically, yeah, most of them.
I call him out. I love it.
Most of them do run indoors.
That's
those
your
TQs.
crowning moment, John. You got
What?
called up by a
Mr.
track
Midget.
champion.
Stop.
He likes midgets.
I do.
He's been to.
I
He's
would
been
think he owns one.
He's been to a handful of midget races.
He's going to go race
USAC
one.
midget
Handful,
races.
yeah.
IRP,
Yeah.
whatever the hell they call that place now.
O'Reilly Raceway Park, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
They change.
he doesn't
They
know.
change the name every other year.
Did you do the simulator yet over there?
I did, and I'll tell you, it wasn't my proudest moment. Actually, my Jackman was half a second faster than I was. So,
There's changes
I don't
coming to
know.
that car next year.
I guess the video game thing really isn't my thing. But, what are you gonna do? I might.
You're going to have to back and redeem yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Or I might wait till it's back in Oswego, so not as many people will see me do it.
Right.
We'll see.
Did you wear that purple jacket while I did that?
Yeah.
Oh,
No. Took that off.
Take that off.
I went home and got my suit for that too. Maybe I'll go try on a suit and tell them I got to go race in Oswego once and bring it back.
Yeah, I see it. I know. She's telling me the time because I am on a tight time constraint today, but I got a couple of minutes built in.
You
Don't
are?
worry.
Because you got to go.
I got to go MC the ESS banquet. That's tonight for us. So,
Nice.
So talking about next year, is status quo. I assume you're using the same chassis, or you didn't go out and get anything new. Did
No.
you?
We're using the same stuff. Some
Yeah.
updates and some body updates already, but yeah, we're using the same stuff.
Yeah.
nice. So hoping to go back to back.
Yeah, that's the plan. I'd love to. It's going to be tough. There's so much good equipment. I mean, the Treacy's are doing such a good job up there that so many people are buying cars. We were at Ray Hedger's shop the other day, and we were talking about there's really no cars out there just sitting anymore. There aren't. If someone wants to buy a used car, it's going to be really hard for them to find one. So.
Yeah.
So, the class is growing. We're expecting at least 30 cars a week in our class this year, which is phenomenal. So,
How many did you have this year? Weekly.
Probably an average of 25 or 26.
Yeah. Which is great. I mean,
so you're expecting more next year then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
The last few times I went there before the new ownership, it wasn't very good. They were in 18, 20 maybe.
Yeah, that's what it was. And it was tough to see too, because when I first started there in 07, I mean, you had to qualify to get in there with 33, 34 cars a week. So.
Right.
But, yeah, we're excited. I just can't thank everybody enough. Like you said, Doug Soucy there, he stepped up to the plate and got us all new stuff. My parents, obviously, my wife, and my guys.
Speak of the devil, she just walked up.
Did she really? Oh, no, look at that. Well, not this guy here.
Yeah, he's trouble, too.
Yeah, he's big trouble.
About to throw hands with that guy, John.
Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers.
That's funny right there. That's awesome.
Nah, I don't think it is. He doesn't have screwed up eyelids.
Only you would point that out.
He does like to gamble, though.
Don't we all? I love gambling. Just don't ever have the money to gamble.
Yeah.
Anybody else you got to thank? We cut you off there in the middle.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, there's a bunch of people. My grandparents put fuel in the car every week. We have a couple other people. Napa Johnstown actually helps us out. They do real good for us. Ray Hedger Fabrication, Finger Lakes Auto Machine. And as always, we're looking. And last year it was kind of neat to go out with a new team with just Doug and our team, without really any financial support other than our team,
right.
Other than our close family. So and we still did it. So
yep. Well, you had so many unknowns going into this season.
We sure did. Yeah.
Because you didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah. There was one point and a half the way the season when we blew up and things weren't going that well. We're like, I don't even know if we're going to go back next week.
Right.
So it turned around. But,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I know that I can speak for myself, and I'm sure I speak on Mike's behalf, coming from great old Montgomery County in the Fort Plain, Canada-Harry region. There's only two guys that race at Oswego weekly from that area, you and Otto, and you both won
it was pretty
the
awesome.
track championship.
Yeah,
so that was sweet.
Yeah,
it's something special. It's so cool to see that because we won on the same night last year one night, and I thought that was just
right.
awesome.
Yeah,
and then and then after that, doing this, it's
it was awesome. When I got the text that you guys were going, I was like thrilled. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
Hopefully, I'll be able to go up there and challenge him for his someday.
Yeah, right?
I don't think he's going to like that too much.
Well, yeah.
Pay no attention. Life goes on. Everybody can be beaten.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yep. They can. Everybody can buy an aluminum baseball bat.
This is true.
Yes. So I'm just saying.
What you do with it? Well, that's out of my control.
Right. Well, hey man, we'll let you get going. Enjoy the show, Kreig.
Appreciate
thanks a lot for
Thank
being
you so
on the
much.
show, man.
Yeah.
Nice talking to you. Congrats again on that championship.
All right, thanks so much, guys. Talk to you soon.
See you, man.
What a day.
It was what a day. I mean, and I don't know if you've been paying attention to the foot traffic going by here at the National Parts Peddler at the New York State Fairgrounds. We're in the finish line web design booth. We've seen Ron White. We've seen Ron Cartwright Sr. We've seen Mike Lauderborn, Steve Hulsizer, Billy Dunn. Jimmy Phelps was on the show earlier.
Yep.
Justin Harris walked by. Everybody is here.
It's a good deal.
We're indoors and we've got sunshine.
I know, and I don't have to have a winter. I don't have a winter hat on, which is nice.
Yeah. I was going to ask you earlier when I saw you. Did you get a haircut?
Yeah, I shaved them, all of them.
You look different than when I saw you Thursday.
Yeah.
It's actually warm today.
It is nice.
It was pretty nice today.
It's upper 50s when I drove.
We got a ton of people with us. You know, we're dwindling too on the live chat. Everybody's starting to check out. They knew the show was pretty much going to go from 3 to 4:30.
I do want to mention one thing here coming up. I did get this when I came in. So this is something fun to do if you're. I'm going to Baltimore this weekend, but if you're into indoor racing, the Indoor Kart Championships are here at the State Fairgrounds, 20th annual, December 7th and 8th. So if you're looking for something to do, want to see some racing. Cage karts. It's not bad. I've been to it before. It's kind of fun. Yeah. Well, you'll be doing that. But it's a good time if you want to see some racing in December and you're not going to Baltimore for the indoor show. Come on out here to the fairgrounds and check it out.
Yeah. What?
Mel Thomas wandered by too earlier. He was hoping to kick somebody out of the seat and sit down top.
Mike, I'm sorry. I was wrapped up in a conversation over here on the side. You were talking about the kart show. Here, right?
Yes.
What day
December 7th and 8th. Yeah, same weekend as the indoor show at Baltimore.
So I came to that a couple of years ago. It's pretty cool.
It's fun. It was a good time.
Because Jeff Swartz's kid, Ryan Swartz, who was down from our region, St. John's, he's won this show here a couple of times in his kart. So I come out a couple of years ago and watched him race. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. No doubt about that.
Nice.
Wow.
Still quite a few people walking around here.
Packed here, and it's going to go all night. I mean, they're going to have a party late into tonight, and then they open up again tomorrow. They go until I think about 3 tomorrow.
Yeah,
and that's when the deals are, man. If there's anything left in the booze, that is for sale and it's priced to move.
2:30 fire sale. That's right. Yeah, everybody's on there ready to get rid of it. So
we got to make sure we thank XL Uniforms, XL Design,
for the chair,
for the interview chair, and then Finish Line Web Design, giving us a chance to hang out here and in their booth and right alongside Jessica Powers' number 52 car.
Yes.
It was a great time. You know, Finger Lakes 1, FingerLakes1.tv, FingerLakes1.com. Make sure you check all that stuff out. You can see the show when it re-airs.
And remember,
had a bit of a hiccup through the middle stage of the show, but we were able to get back on there. We've been live pretty much front to back with the internet connection that we've got here. Everything worked out great.
No Thursday night show this week.
No Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. Everybody have a
I think
safe
it's one
and
of
happy holiday.
One of maybe 4 weeks off we're taking this winter. We're going to be busy. We saw Rich Black a little bit earlier, and Mike Emhoff over there, Mike Emhoff Motorsports with the Patriot Tour. Mike's got to get going. He's got that huge Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprint banquet.
Time to go.
He's got to go hand out some hardware to Chuck Heaving.
And a bunch of other guys.
And the top 150 in points or something like that.
It'll be fun.
It was a ball. Courtney Miller did not walk by. I think you were an octroyer.
There's one award you guys are going to be giving out tonight that I'd like to see a photo of when it's done.
Yes, I will. I'll make sure I try to get that.
I saw a bunch of parts walking by, obviously, because it's parts. But it reminded me to ask you. You talked about the wing panels and the body panels and stuff. You got any seats?
No, I don't have seats.
Not yet?
No, I'm almost done. I've made it this far on the rub rail. I'm going to make it to the end. So, no seats. I just got wing panels. I'm actually getting a couple tonight, too, so it's a good night. My sickness continues.
Good grief.
Yeah, I know. I can't help it. It's an addiction. It's like... Well, we're working on that, too. We got a lot to work on. Don't worry.
We're trying to put all the parts and pieces of the kart thing together. That is going to happen. We want to do it at Canastota Karts. We're looking right now at a date in February. We want to have it as a raffle fundraiser for the March of Dimes.
Has anybody contacted them?
We'll worry about that later. Nobody nobody, I believe, has gotten in touch with them, honestly, but it's something that we want to do, and
Right.
they've been on board with it in the past, so I'm not too worried about that part of it.
Right, we just want to make sure we have everything to present to them
yeah,
first.
we want to have all the
Right.
parts and pieces. We do
Yeah.
want to have a benefit for the March of Dimes. So long as Rich doesn't have a birthday that weekend, I think he's going to... He had some
If
family...
we're racing go-karts, I'm sure he'll find a way to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is Kimmy that you hear. Yes, the folks online. That is Kimmy. Yep.
Sunshine.
Guys, I mean, that's Parts Peddler. It was
a
awesome
wrap.
to be here. I think that's going to cover it. We've
Yeah.
touched on pretty much everything that we wanted to touch on and more. We had Joey Ladouceur. Big thanks to, if we can remember in order, Tyler Siri, Joey Ladouceur, Jimmy Phelps, Jessica Power.
Yep.
Who would I forget?
Kreig Heroth.
Kreig Heroth.
Kreig Heroth.
And was there somebody else in there?
We
wanted to have Big Motor Media. They hung out here twice, and we didn't get a chance to get to them. This is the second time we haven't been able to get them on
Seems
the
like
show.
we're missing somebody, right?
We will catch on. We'll catch up with them at some point. Big thanks again
we got everybody.
to Jim over there at Finger Lakes 1 and to Craig Ravel, of course, who opened up his booth to let us do the show.
And thanks to Corky Stockham and his whole staff for letting us set up here at the National Parts Peddler.
Can't forget it, National Parts Peddler. Make sure you get out here. Got one more day. That's going to do it for this edition of 31st Lap
Shalom.
Live. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Oh my God, that feels so good.
Thank Joey Ladouceur for leaving all of his stuff sitting on your table. Yeah, it's all. Yeah.
Oh my God.